This episode is brought to you by Bogey Bros Golf Co. Bogey Bros makes funny golf hats and accessories that will be sure to give your buddy something to laugh at besides your swing. Have some fun with your style and your game. Bogey Golf is life. Visit their website at www.bogeybros.co or on Instagram at Bogey Bros Golf Co. and use code SAFEPAR15 to get 15% off your order. Welcome to Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I'm Dominic.
In today's episode, we will talk about a Tiger Woods sighting, El Presidente versus Brooks Koepka, and we will also be doing a fun rapid fire segment. Dom, episode number 4.
4.
I think we're getting a little bit better each episode, don't you agree?
I like to think so.
I sure hope so.
I like that we always go on food tangents. That might be my favorite part.
The food tangents at the end of the podcast is definitely a must. I think we'll continue to do so.
I still haven't figured out what those ice cream cup things were I was talking about last week at the Metrodome.
You're slacking. You need to figure that out.
I thought about it, but I've been busy all week.
Haven't we all, right?
I mean, I have a job.
That is true.
You do too, I know.
Exactly. So we'll kind of just dive right into it. We got a Tiger Woods sighting. Kind of blew up the internet or blew up Instagram.
Yeah, it's like I shared it on the story and then it was like bam, bam, bam all over the feed.
Did you start the trend?
I might have. I can't take that credit.
Sure.
But I would like to take that credit.
That was Tiger Woods and his dog with his... Was it his new, according to Golf Ball, he had a nicely designed Nike Tiger Woods 21 fake golf shoe, was based off of his little cast. But no, it looked like he was in pretty good spirits.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see him out, not laying in bed. I think, when you see people laying in bed with an injury, it just makes it seem like it's 10 times worse and they'll never recover. And I mean, being in a boot is way better than being in a cast.
Yeah, and it was the one leg.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not like he's in a wheelchair or anything, which is definitely encouraging.
Yeah. I mean, and he's got the dog.
He's got the dog. That always makes the photo that much better. And then today there was a sighting with him riding a golf cart. Didn't look like he was very happy in the picture. Right. But he was watching Charlie play today, from what it sounds like.
What do you think it's like having Tiger watch a mini-me?
I have no idea. It's just like... Charlie Woods is going to be, if he continues to be the same as, from what he looks like, he is going to be a stud and he's going to be an awesome player.
And, that's all assuming that he wants to play golf.
Yeah.
Because maybe he doesn't want to, which is perfectly fine as well.
Yeah. And I think I loved that whole father-son deal. I know that was kind of in the past, but that whole father-son golf tournament, I said the same traits that he carried, just like Tiger. It's just crazy to watch because it's like
right down to like the fist pump.
Yeah,
it was weird. I did not like
expect it almost. Kinda.
Yeah, it's like a mirror
for sure. He is a stud. I would like to know like who are the other golfers out there too. I wonder if there's any other like high profile names like kids
like with their kids.
Yeah, I mean that would be interesting. I haven't really followed it too much, but I know that Charlie does have a bright future ahead of him. And so if we don't see Tiger at all, I think we have a pretty good chance of seeing Charlie. If he, like you said, if he wants to play, I don't think it should be forced upon, but from what I'm looking at, he wants to be there and wants that spotlight, even at a young age.
So like, how there's soccer moms?
Yeah.
Is Tiger a golf dad?
He's definitely a golf dad.
Golf dad?
Yeah, golf dad. That would be awesome. I'd love to be a golf dad if that was the case.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to force it on my kids if I ever have kids.
Completely agree 100%. If they want to do that, then I'm going to 100% support it.
If they want to spend a day on the course, though, I'm in. Yeah, I'm in.
Absolutely. So that was really cool to see, really encouraging. Tiger, like I said, he looked like he was in high spirits from the first photo. And hopefully we will see him in the near future. Again, I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions. Everyone's already saying, oh, he's never going to win a major again. But I'll tell you one thing. When he won the Masters, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
maybe 3 years ago now because Dustin and Matsuyama won. But
yeah, it feels weird. It's yeah.
But a lot of people counted him out to never win a major again.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's one person, as far as a golfer, to not try to, what's the word I'm looking for?
I want to bet against Tiger just to see him come back.
You know, bet against him.
Yeah.
If there's one person to bet against, Tiger Woods is not the guy, in my opinion. Even though you want to, because you want him to come back.
I want to because I want to see him come back better, and I want to see him come back with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's just. We hinted on this the last time. He's just better for the game of golf all around. But it is really cool to see that. You know, like Michael Jordan, for example, the GOAT to most people, including in my eyes. But you have like for basketball, you have his kids, and they were college basketball players.
Yeah,
but to see somebody that, or I guess LeBron and his kid now, Bronny now, he definitely
D Wade and
D Wade or Zaire.
I don't know,
but yeah, so it is kind of cool to see that like that next generation like step up and see it. So it's like. You know, D Wade was fantastic to watch now to see his son evolve.
Even the Griffies in baseball, you know, Griffey Sr., Griffey Jr., you know, back-to-back dingers.
Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah, and Vladdy Jr., but they never played together, where the Griffies did.
For sure.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's really cool. And again, I hope that Tiger just comes back and at least can prove those people, those doubters, because he's had doubters his whole life.
Oh, yeah.
And he just continues to shut them up. So we'll see. Cool. But it was really fun to see him out on the course.
It was nice just to see him like smile and
breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think so that Instagram exploded with.
Well, and he's such like a private guy. Like I feel like we see what he wants us to see, which is, you know, perfectly fine. You know, it's his life. He can be private as he wants. But it was definitely nice to be able to go and say, oh, look, Tiger's out. You know, he's crutches. Yeah. But he's walking. So hopefully all's well.
Yeah, and crutches and a boot looks. I don't want to take a severity away from his injuries, but it looks a lot better than being in a wheelchair and being in 2 boots or
we could take away the severity and make it seem like he's not going to die.
Yeah,
you know that could be good too
for sure. So what's up with this? The Barstool was it Dave Portnoy?
Yep. El Presidente
and Brooks Koepka. It started off as sounds like a tweet. I'm saying I think it was if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Dave Portnoy was saying something like he had a tweet saying that he could
take Brooks.
Yeah, something.
And then
like
Brooks said he'd take him lefty.
Fire back. He said he would beat him left-handed.
First of all, lefty Brooks, scary.
I saw that video of him hitting the ball lefty. Yeah, I mean he could mop the floor.
Oh yeah, I think
that one swing. How far do you think he could drive a ball lefty? Like easily 250 to 300 yards.
Probably. I think he's more athletic than people give him credit. I mean, people see him and he's big, you know, he's got the muscles, but I think there's more to athleticism than muscles. Like, look at Dustin Johnson. He's, like I said before, he's like one of the most athletic players on tour.
Yeah, he could have won D1 basketball. Yeah. So I think he had some obviously issues off the
right.
You know,
but he's not muscular. You know, he's not built like Brooks or Bryson or. I guess
I like Brooks. There's a lot of people that don't really like Brooks. I think he's awesome. I think he's very exciting, and he's just kind of that. He's got that
I like
swagger.
The confidence.
Yeah, he's got that like I can't even talk.
Confidence.
That confidence. I was gonna say cocky.
I mean, to an extent, he's cocky, but I think
he backs it up though.
Yeah.
So he's not just talking crap. He actually backs up what he says.
It's kind of like Conor McGregor, where Conor's gonna talk all the crap before the fight, but then he, even in his losses, I feel like he still backs it up to where you're like, yeah, he's still a really good fighter. Just because we're watching the fight, it's kind of on my mind.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think that'd be pretty cool, and it's all for charity, which is even better. I think it's a $250,000 charity. I don't know when it's gonna take place.
I don't know if that's all been announced because this is super new.
Yeah, but it'd be so cool. I think people would tune into that. I don't know if they're gonna air it on like Golf Channel or of course, but you can find it on like a YouTube Live or whatever they might.
Yeah, or even however they do the Tiger and Phil, where you could stream it.
So they did it on like they did it on stream, and then also I think, did they have it? I think they had it on.
Was it on TV?
Like I'm pretty sure they did because I watched some of it. But yeah, I think that would be awesome. And again, anything for charity. And
should they be mic'd up?
Oh, for sure.
I wanna hear
Brooks
Portnoy.
Koepka and Portnoy, because Portnoy likes to talk smack, but he's entertaining.
Yeah, like he's kind of off the cusp, which might be kind of nervous for being mic'd up. At the same time, like
you'll have to have that like delay.
Yeah,
that lag, just in case.
Yeah, like a minute just to filter them. Yeah.
But no, I think that would be really cool. And then we were kind of talking about some. I think it was the par train. It posted a story, I think, about someone questioning if like hitting range balls is going to damage your driver or your golf clubs.
First of all, shout out Par Train. Love your stuff.
Awesome. He's awesome. We've actually talked about maybe potentially doing some sort of collaboration. So hopefully we can do that in the near future.
Yeah,
he puts out great content.
Yeah, I don't want people to think we're stealing his stuff. I saw it and I thought it was super interesting and I wanted to dig deeper.
Yeah, you sent it to me and they said he's fantastic. He puts out some awesome content. So with that being said, it was we did a little bit of research on
by we
mainly you.
Me.
Yeah, you, and then you sent me some information.
I did.
So but yeah, so we did a little bit of research on that about hitting the range balls in the golf club. And what was your like thought process on that or your take?
I don't really think it would affect anything as much as I don't think it would affect it any more than like your standard golf ball would be, right? Because over time you hit anything, it's like a baseball bat, right? It doesn't matter if it's aluminum or wood or whatever, it's gonna break over time. I can't imagine a golf club is any different, and I can't imagine a range ball would speed up that process. I do think things are so mass produced today that every once in a while you just get a dud club.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I could see that. That was kind of going back to that episode where I was talking about that Nike driver.
Yeah,
could have something very similar to that. It's like there's just a freak thing that happens.
Yeah, like I have a good friend of mine gave me an SLDR from TaylorMade, and those weren't very popular, but like the hosel cracked after a couple, and it's just like it could be like a cheap plastic. It could have been anything. It could have been the temperature because it gets really cold here.
Yep. What about the golf ball itself though? Because like we talked about that, like certain golf clubs might have your Pro V1 practice range ball versus your yellow practice ball that has gouges and it's all chunked up.
Yeah.
There. So do you think that like plays in a role in that at all?
So I know every golf ball is different, right? And I know the Pro V1 is 5 layers, 4 or 5, something like that, something ridiculous. Obviously, that's gonna affect a few things. I've also heard that the yellow range balls that everybody finds on the golf course and is too embarrassed to admit that they've used every now and then.
Pick one up. Hey, I'm running low. I'm gonna pick one up.
I know those are softer, so I know you lose distance and everything. That's partially why I don't think that they hurt your club, because they do kind of nullify the distance, and that's usually a softer ball characteristic. Generally, harder balls improve distance. That's why there's different types of balls.
Not to interrupt you. So the Pro V1 is a 3-piece ball, and the Pro V1X is a 4-piece.
Okay, I might be thinking of the X then.
Yeah. But sorry, I didn't.
Same thing. Totally, yeah. I mean, 3 versus 4. Obviously, there's a different layer, but it's a golf ball at the end of the day. I don't know. The article I sent you is super interesting when the guy doesn't even recommend you hit your driver, because then you'd neglect every other club, which you go to the range and you just your drivers all day. It's
so true. I've done that a lot. Actually, when I first started playing golf, I would say that's what I did a lot. Because if you think about it, one of the hardest clubs to hit in your bag is your driver. Right?
Yeah, it's the club I struggle with most. And it's definitely the most frustrating club for me.
Exactly. So like when you're at the range, I mean, your whole purpose is practice. So it's like, well, this is the club that's giving me the most, issues. So that's something I'm going to try to hit and focus on. So like, I totally understand that concept.
What I do is I hit X amount of golf balls with every club, and whatever I've left over is what I'll hit with my driver, just for the extra practice.
Okay.
Because I definitely have buddies who go and they're just like, oh, I'm only gonna hit driver and wood, and you're like, well, yeah, but then you're never getting better with your irons or your wedges or whatever. I think that's important, because you hit one ball with your driver, right?
Yeah.
You hit multiple with your woods and your irons and your wedges and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of always took the approach to, but like when I first started, I would do the same thing with the driver, but I kind of changed my approach and I started doing it kind of similar to like how I warmed up when I played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I would shoot hoops and play basketball, I kind of got that Kobe. Like he would start off and start really Kobe start off and just I would shoot with one hand, but I would start off really small. Once I feel comfortable with the wrist flick, then I would kind of take a step back and work my way out. So I kind of took that same philosophy, not hitting it with one hand, but I would start off with my wedges, and then work myself out. Yeah, so it's like instead of just trying to just bomb the ball off the tee right off the bat, let's just start off slow, get the swing going, and then get to that point where like, okay, now I'm going to take my last few and hit my drive.
And then there's me heaving balls from half court.
Yeah, exactly. No warm up necessary. I'm just going to start chucking stuff. But that's just how I felt comfortable. So when I was hitting, when I started hitting at the range, that was just the tempo I did. I started off small, worked my way. And I felt like that was the most effective way. Then you're also not, you are eliminating hitting 40 balls in a bucket, or I don't want to say 40 because it's probably not 40, but 20 to 30 balls in a bucket with just one club.
I do the opposite because if I start off with my wedges or short irons or whatever, I'm like super amped up. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I try to smoke it with my pitching wedge.
It or like pick it clean.
And then it's like, man, I hit my pitching wedge 200 yards on accident. And you're just like, well, that's not the goal.
That didn't really help me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I have to start with drivers, try to like get the like adrenaline out of me to like simmer down a little bit.
Do you go to the driving range just to go to the driving range, or do you typically just go to the driving range like if you're just getting ready to like warm up before a round?
It depends. Obviously right now this time of year, it's a little hard just to go to the range because everybody's at the range because we've been cooped up.
We've talked about the mats too. So like a lot of the places if you go into a golf course and you're doing the driving range, most of them are off of mats, which is
right. Yeah. It's, to me, a mat is like a simulator. Mm-hmm. You know, you're never going to hit a bad shot in the sim because there's no outside forces. Mm-hmm. You know, the mat, you can't hit it fat because you can't take a divot. So every time you're like, wow, I hit that
picture
pure,
pretty clean. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you go to the range where there's a little bump here and some longer grass there, and you're like, wow, I suck.
Yeah, I was hitting it really good on this mat, and now I can't hit a ball.
I do view the range as like a practice facility. I don't go just to go. I go to like work on things.
Yeah.
That's why like I'll go play 9 by myself. Just so it's like, it's not me and my buddies trying to outdo each other. It's me saying, hey, I'm going to work on my drive. I'm going to work on hitting this club and this club and not have to worry about my buddies going, oh, why'd you hit that? Well, because I'm trying to get better than you. They don't have to see my game all the time.
Yeah.
I want to shock them.
Yeah, exactly. What have you been doing?
Like, man, you hit your 8 iron how far? Like, right. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing that I like to do too, is I really like to work on my short game. So like I love going to golf courses that have a little chipping and putting green. Mm-hmm. Some of them don't have a chip. You're not allowed to chip on it, which is super annoying.
Well, you just can't get caught.
Yeah, that's true. You can. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they're like putting only, no chipping. It's like I
really wish more courses around here had like a bunker practice.
Yeah, there's not too many that do. Victory Links does.
I would love to be able to just go to a bunker and practice.
That was the one thing that actually I liked about Viking Meadows. Crappy course, but they had one little setup like fake hole that had 2 bunkers, one on each side, and they had a green so you could putt on it too. But it literally, you could chip from like 50 yards in, and it was just kind of just a secluded hole.
Is that still there?
I don't think so. Or if it is, it's not really well maintained. Because I remember when I first started like playing a lot of golf, like they actually had nice sand in there, and then all of a sudden it was like kind of turned into like dirt.
It's kind of I don't want to say a dumpy course, but it kind of is.
Yeah. But for a while, that's really where I kind of developed my 60-degree game and like my wedge game. That helped me a lot. And that year, for those 2 years, I played actually pretty well out of the sand, and I'm pretty bad out of the sand just because you don't get those reps.
It makes me nervous because I can't go practice it like I can practice putting or anything else.
The Refuge does have that.
Do they?
Yeah, the Refuge does have a nice chipping and putting green that you can strictly just hit balls out of the sand.
I'll have to go there.
And you can putt, obviously. Yeah,
right.
They have a putting green, but they have a separate chipping green as well.
What helps me with my short game is actually you, because you're always like, oh, you can't get closer than me. And I'm like, yeah, You're like, no. And then I'm closer.
Kind of test you a little bit, kind of put a little bit of a fun wager, a little pressure.
A lot of it for me is I watch a lot of Phil Mickelson.
He's fun to watch.
I love Phil's short game, just the way he kind of mentally goes about it, and then like all these YouTube videos. I think it's really genius, and it's really easy to do his technique where you're just shifting your weight versus some other players like open the face up, and that makes me nervous. And so Phil,
he's fantastic.
If you ever listen, I love you.
His wedge game is just insane.
And his calves.
He does have.
He's got great calves.
Yep. We do share the same birthday.
Do you?
Not the date, but of course, like the day.
Well, I didn't think you were as old as Phil.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. It'd be a weird relationship.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, we both share the same birthday. And just kind of piggyback off of the whole Phil talk. Did you see that post that I put on there? Was it yesterday? I apologize. We have the UFC fights on live right now, and there was just a nasty freak.
This dude has a great mustache.
He literally just like kicked his leg off. I mean, it's
gone.
It's okay. It's not gone, but I mean, it's to the point where like they're rushing people out. He totally messed up his leg. His leg is, oh my goodness. I mean, how do you respond to that after being like, oh, like he's even like
he's shaking
mentally distraught right now. We just bought UFC 261, and we're invested in this podcast, but at the same time we have this on in the background, and I just caught the tail end of it, and I see his leg, and it's like totally in the other direction.
R.I.P. this man's leg.
I mean, oh man, that is not good.
We should have a UFC podcast.
That would be pretty cool.
Well, this is golf and things.
Golf and things, so we can talk about whatever we want. It's our podcast.
Damn right.
But to piggyback off of Phil, though, did you see that Instagram post I put on the other day about how a couple people, he was filming something,
and you give him $100?
Yeah, and I was thinking like that's pretty cool, but like
my question is,
they split it.
Oh, so he didn't give $100 per person?
I'm thinking, Phil, what are you doing? Phil, you know you got
give
more than...
him the aviators at least.
At least or something. Sign the $100 bill.
Yeah.
Give him each one. Or I'd rather take like a $20 bill and get it signed.
I just want a picture with Phil.
That too.
Oh, man. R.I.P. that man's leg.
Okay, so it turns out... Ooh,
I can't look
okay,
at
so it turns out that... Oh my goodness.
His toes touched his shin.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So it turns out he tried to kick the guy and oh my gosh.
That's happened before.
Yeah, that looked like the guy from Louisville.
The first time I've actually watched like a fight live.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love watching live fights.
I don't like that.
But I don't want to see that either. I don't think he does either. I mean, so the guy that actually broke his leg, I mean, it's just
he broke it himself.
He broke it himself. Yeah, it hit it on his shin. It looked like.
Oh my God.
I thought it was the other way around. See, I thought he kicked his leg and it shattered it. But yeah, it turned out no, it was the other way around. But oh my goodness, that is
shout out to that dude's got like bones of steel. He's like a superhero.
He's got like a metal plate in there.
Have you ever seen that movie Glass? With Samuel L. Jackson?
I don't know if
where he's super fragile but he's super smart, and then Bruce Willis is like super strong.
No, I can't see that.
So Bruce Willis, it's like a trilogy. So did you ever see that movie Split?
Mm-mm.
Man, what?
Really good?
Yeah.
I'm off. I need to like.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan trilogy, but it's like he's got bones of steel. That's that dude.
I'm gonna have to make note of that so I can watch that. Man, what totally caught us off guard, didn't it?
Oh.
I mean, we were in a nice full-on conversation, and then bam, I just kind of got sick to my stomach.
I broke an ankle, and my ankle looked very similar, but instead of folding that way, mine folded up.
Okay.
So it brings back memories I don't want to remember.
See, I always got my one of my best friends back in high school when we were playing football for the high school team. He always blames me that I did it, but I didn't step on his foot, but he claims that I did. But same kind of situation though. I was the running back. He was the offensive lineman.
Oh, so you definitely did it.
And I think it was someone else, but he says I did. But apparently I stepped on his foot and totally snapped. He had to get like several plates in and screws.
Well, I've got a plate. And then I have 2 pins and 8 screws. So
you kind of understand a little bit of what he's, not to the severity, but you still understand especially it's just like the fighter that actually just, how do they even call that? Like,
well, obviously that man's going to win.
But still, it's like,
is that like a TKO?
I don't know. That's just, you can just tell, poor guy.
Oh.
He's in, hopefully that doesn't end his career, but at the same time, like,
I don't know who he is.
I don't know who that guy is either. I'm a big UFC fan, but clearly I'm not that big of a fan. But just not a way to win a fight.
A win's a win, right?
A win is a win, but just in that,
He looks bummed that he won that way.
That's what I mean. It's just not the way Weidman was the guy that.
He got rocked by himself.
He hit a piece of like steel and his leg just flopped. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry about that.
Good thing that doesn't happen in golf.
Well, yeah, not that situation.
I hope not.
But again, the whole Phil Mickelson thing, like totally getting off topic. We've been in and out of this Phil talk, but you just think like
I'm keeping that in. I'm keeping the UFC talk in. That's funny.
That's fine. It's live. We're live. The Phil talk though, like. Wouldn't you?
TKO.
Yep.
Okay, back to it.
Uriah Hall. He is a beast though. Uriah Hall is
bones of steel. Okay. Phil.
Okay. Would you rather have a $100 bill by Phil Mickelson when you got to divvy it up between 3 people, or would you rather say, hey Phil, just each give us $20 and sign it?
I want a Phil signature.
Right?
Like, first of all, imagine that story where it's like, yeah, he gave us $100 and then we said, no, give us 60, but sign it. Assuming it was a group of 3.
You're saving. I think it was
3. Do we know what Phil is filming?
I don't know what he was recording something, and then I was just like, okay, well, if that's the case, I'd be like, Phil, what do you want me to put down on this hole then?
Birdie.
That's what I said.
I thought I saw. Oh, is that maybe that was your caption?
Yeah. Like throw a birdie in at that point.
Yeah,
who gets to see Phil every day filming a commercial and gets to have to skip
what if it's Phil dancing like that video from a few years ago? Be. That's a great video.
It could be, yeah.
Phil's one of my favorite golfers because I feel like...
You feel like?
Yeah.
You feel like?
Pun intended. Phil and I have very similar golf games where I feel like I scramble and that's all I'm good at. And sometimes I feel like that's all Phil's good at.
He's a scrambling machine.
But Phil's better than I am. I love that old picture of Phil that's kind of circulating lately where it's him and his caddy and it Phil's young.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
First of all,
really young Phil.
Yeah, Phil looks the same. Good for Phil.
He ages well.
Good looking man.
Mm-hmm. And he's got his new was that coffee that he drinks now because he lost some weight. He thinned out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about some other things besides UFC
and Phil.
We're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a rapid fire segment, but I did want to have one question before we do that. I kind of just happened to like start thinking about stuff on the PGA Tour, how like the Tiger Woods, the Peyton Manning, which is really cool. I love that.
Steph Curry and everything. Tom Brady ripped his pants.
Yeah, and then like
didn't he hole out?
He holed out, yeah, which was fantastic. He had Charles Barkley on there. I like that, and I think that is really cool, and I hope that they continue to do that. But I was thinking, like, if there was one tournament, or they could add a tournament in, or just something cool besides, like, how I have the waste management, brings in a lot of people, generates a lot of money, but it's very fan oriented, obviously. I was thinking, have they started this or have they done anything like this or talked about it? I think a night golf tournament would be super cool.
If they're going to do it, I want the balls to glow in the dark. And I want I want it to be teams, kind of like what they're doing now where it's like Bubba and what's his name and like
a 2-man team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want them to be like their color, whatever. And they have to glow.
Yeah. I think that'd be perfect. And I think like a Dubai or like Vegas. Like if it's in the States here,
Yeah.
I think Vegas would be a really cool place for that.
I think if
And then they can air it at night. I mean, you don't have a golf tournament. There isn't a golf tournament that's at night. If you think about it.
Right. Unless it's in a different country.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, like, that is true. But I mean, here in the States, if they have a tournament, there's no tournament that's like at 7:00 at night.
I think it'd be really cool if like fans decided who was with who. Like on social media, you could vote, it's Xander and Colin, Morikawa,
Maybe that kind of has me thinking, like, what if this was like
an all-star game?
Dude, you just took the words out of my mouth.
Yes.
Like it's like an all-star match and the fans get to pick the teams.
It's kind of like that football thing that Johnny Manziel's in where it's like fan control.
Oh, the fan control football league.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, there was only like a 4-week league.
Shocker.
It was about. He didn't even really play.
That's all he commits to is 4 weeks.
Well, that was kind of the whole purpose of this league is like you kind of just do whatever you want. You could show up whatever you want. The team though itself, the other quarterback was actually. I mean, I like Johnny Manziel. I think seems like a cool dude. I mean, and
if he can ever get his like life together, yeah.
But so I was just thinking like. All-star, like the top so many teams, the fans get to pick. They get to pick the teams, and they do it like in Vegas, where it's like literally like prime time at night. And maybe it doesn't have to be 4 days. That's fine.
What if 3 days? What if it's like a captain, right? So like in the like NBA, right? It's like Team LeBron and Team Giannis for the most part, right? Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So what if they like draft a team and it's almost like not so much like knockout, but it's like, hey, Phil drafts whoever, Tiger drafts whoever, and then they play head to head until somebody loses. And it's like a bracket.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
March Madness, but golf.
That'd be sweet. I think the PGA Tour needs
we're on to something.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't think I've ever heard of it or ever seen a tournament on primetime like television at night. Because you see like obviously baseball games, basketball games and stuff like that, and like Monday Night Football, but like
even Sunday Night Football.
And so, how cool that'd be, like even like a 3-day tournament, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Something like that I think would be so cool. That continue to grow the game and shake it up a little bit. Try something a little bit different. I think the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour are kind of on the right track of like trying to help continue to grow the game.
I love that the LPGA has that hoodie right now.
Those hoodies are sick. Michelle, we started that.
I love those. I was gonna buy one, and then all they had were smalls.
They sold out, and then I think she relaunched them. There was a chance,
and then they sold out again.
I know, which is awesome.
I love it. It's like the WNBA hoodie, the orange one. I think that one's really cool too.
Yeah, I think those are super cool. I was gonna pull the trigger and order it, and then it sold out, and then I missed the other one as well.
Yeah, I was like, I can't fit a small.
Yeah,
you didn't have to laugh at it.
Well, no, I couldn't either, so it doesn't matter. But no, that is something that I think would be really cool. I would love to see something that happen. And again, maybe I'm totally like, maybe there is something or has been something like that, but not that I know of, at least in recent years. But so if you guys have any suggestions, or if we can try to get some feedback or input, let's get the PGA Tour on board here.
Yeah, who's ever like, do they have a commissioner?
Yeah, they do. Well, the PGA Tour in general stinks for Instagram.
Yeah,
they always take your stuff off. It's the most annoying thing. It's like, dude, we're giving you.
MLB does the same thing, like with content creators online. Like if they were to like
use their
like say Albert Pujols hits an absolute dinger, and they were to take that clip, it gets flagged. So what they do is they like chop it and make it a little bit slower, so they don't detect except bots.
Gotcha.
But MLB does the same thing. I'd imagine the NFL does as well, because they have that thing where you can't like
that licensed agreement. Where it's like, we're giving you the credit. It's one thing if you're just like posting it and not like saying anything about it and like taking the credit. But,
or you're like, hey, look at my golf shot, and it's Tiger Woods. And you're like, yeah, it's not you.
Yeah. It's so annoying. It's frustrating. It's like, how are you trying to grow the game of golf when you won't even allow us to share something that you posted? And we're giving you the credit.
Right.
So it's like, I've seen so many other accounts do the same thing. It's like, it's so annoying. It's like, yo, that's not how you should do it. I'm all for like, if you're not giving credit, then report it. But we're tagging you in the video, commenting that it's, your video, and they still take it down. It's super frustrating. But if anyone knows anyone at the PGA Tour, and if we could somehow generate that, I think that'd be big bucks.
Yeah, we could get like 2% of like $1 billion. I'm in.
Me too.
Maybe a little bit more than 2, but
so we kind of touched base on it earlier. We're gonna switch things up a little bit. We were gonna do a fun little rapid fire segment. We haven't done this before.
Yeah, there's nothing to really talk about this week for like news. There's no big tournaments other than the team one going on right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty low key right now.
It's kind of nice. It's relaxing.
It is, yeah. So I kind of came up with some questions. Dom came up with some questions. I think I don't
have as many.
I came up with quite a bit.
Yeah,
I went on kind of a tangent.
You finally outdid me on something.
Yeah, I went on a tangent here. So what we'll do is we'll do some hot topics. I'll start. I'll ask some questions. I'll ask all my questions. You can answer. And as far as like rapid, I like answer them like quickly.
Off the cuff.
But like give your explanation of why.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not just like a yes or no or like this. Like I want to know
this
why.
Or that.
Yeah,
okay.
I kind of want to know why. Okay, so it is rapid, but at the same time, I want your input on why. So the first question, I'll start off on an easy one here. Well, I guess maybe it's not easy, but would you prefer to either walk or ride?
Ride. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if we're doing like 18, pace of play is important. If I'm walking 18, I'm hitting the ball a lot. And then even some, like I played some bigger 9-hole courses. Like if you're ever up in Ely has its own little 9-hole course and it's huge. And they almost recommend that you get a driving cart. Like it's that big.
Okay.
I think we walked it and we had to climb this hill and it was like Everest. I never want to do it again. I'll play it again, but I'm getting a cart.
Okay, so we got that one off the list. All right, number 2. If you could change one rule in the PGA, what would it be?
I think the grounding in the bunker is so dumb.
Yeah, that one is true.
Because like we saw it a couple weeks ago where it's like super duper slow motion after the round ended. We saw you knocked over 2 grains of sand. It's like, get over it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat, except I would probably do the whole divot rule.
Oh.
If you drive it down the middle of the fairway, and I know it probably will never get changed, but I would definitely be the guy where you could take the ball off the divot. And you can't move it forward, obviously.
Yeah.
But you could put it like behind the divot.
Yeah. And then like with the sand thing, just to finish it off, I'm not saying you should be able to draw the line like we all do, like recreationally, like to practice. Just like be able to put your club down and go, okay, I'm going to hit it here. And not really, I don't know. To me, that's a rule that I don't really like.
Okay. Yeah, no, I understand that. Okay, what about this? A little bit less intrusive, I guess. So if you're gonna go mini golf, do you bring your own putter?
I don't want to be that guy.
Don't want to be that guy?
No.
I can't say that I've seen that guy.
To me, mini golf isn't serious, right? You're not there to get better. You're there to have some beer with your buddies and just have fun. And it's not super serious.
Pretty like casual, pretty laid back.
Yeah, especially here because we have Can. Have you ever been to Can?
No, I've heard it's sick.
Can Wonderland?
Yeah, it's in St. Paul, right?
Ooh, yeah.
It's like the brewery.
Yeah. There's a brewery upstairs. Yeah, dude, there's a Prince themed hole.
Sweet.
I love Prince. R.I.P. We lost him 5 years ago the other day. When doves cry.
R.I.P. Okay, so I agree with you on that one too. I don't think I've ever brought my own putter. Not that I play a lot of mini golf, but if I would, I would just take whatever they have available. Yeah. It's fun to play. Okay, what about are you more of a early morning tea time guy or would you prefer twilight?
I'm not a morning person in general. So like I don't like waking up at a set time. Just let me naturally wake up and it'll be a better day, but I like twilight. I like evening, just in general. I'm more of a night person as we're doing this at 10 o'clock.
See, for me, I'm like early morning tea time's like one of my all-time favorite things to do. I'll get up 5:45.
My issue is
but I love twilight. Yeah. So I'll do both.
Yeah, like in the morning, if I wake up super fast, I just don't feel well. And then like if I'm really excited, I get kind of jittery. So I just really don't feel well.
Anxious feeling, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could play a round of golf with any professional golfer, who would it be? It could be anyone in the past or current.
Payne.
Payne Stewart?
Payne Stewart.
Very cool. Interesting. I would never guess that.
I like Payne. I love his style. He brought such a charisma and just something different to the game. Obviously, I love watching Arnold Palmer. To me, he's one of the, if not the best golfer ever. I know a lot of people are going to say Jack or Tiger, but Tiger's not done yet, so he can't be considered the best yet. You can't be considered the best until you're done, because obviously you're still proving. Same thing like with MJ. MJ played forever is what it feels like. You're not really the GOAT until you're retired and people try to reach you.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. I like that answer. That's interesting. I mean, I think 95% of our listeners would probably say Tiger Woods. And I would probably be on that side too, just because he is one of the reasons why.
He's a big reason a lot of people play golf.
Yeah. Kind of like MJ.
Mm-hmm. Like he was never the reason I played golf. So for me, it's just kind of that thing.
Cool. No, I like that answer. I completely support that. That's awesome. Okay. Would you rather drive the ball 300 yards consistently in the fairway or be able to make 5-foot putts 99% of the time?
Driving.
Because
you've seen me hit my driver. It's either straight and goes about 250, 280, or I'm way in the pond. And it doesn't matter. Like, I have a mean slice, right? Because I played baseball forever. It doesn't matter which side the water's on. That's the side the ball's going.
It's like a magnet to it. Okay, so you're taking the drive. Okay, and I support that one too. I like that. Okay, so if they made another golf movie, who would you want it to be about? And it's kind of a loaded question. And who would you like to play the role?
I'm gonna go like a continuation of Happy Gilmore. But I wanted to be like Happy and what's your name's
Will
kid?
Zalatoris?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Zalatoris.
No. Like whoever his love interest in the movie is, like they have a kid.
Okay, so you'd keep the Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. But the kid would be Will Zalatoris.
Oh.
There we go. That or like a tin cup type thing.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I never really thought about that one. I mean, as far as like me personally, but I thought about the question. That'd be a good question. I think like a cool like Tiger Woods story
better than the doc,
and then have like a Jamie Foxx.
Ooh, I like Jamie Foxx
because he's doing the Mike Tyson. It's like I feel like that guy is.
Have you seen him lately?
Yeah, he is looking good. He's jacked.
He's looking juicy.
Yeah, he's gonna. I think he's gonna kill the Mike Tyson role.
I hope so. He's a hell of an actor
for sure. So I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know how I would twist it, but I do like that. I like your pitch.
Yeah, Tiger with a full head of hair would be kind of cool too.
Mm-hmm.
He's going bald.
Okay, kind of getting further down the list here. If I were to give you $1 million, but you could never play golf again, would you take it?
God, I'm so bad with money. No.
You wouldn't take the money?
No. Because, like, what would we do?
I don't know, play golf on PGA 2K21. You shoot birdie, hit birdies all day.
Oh boy, we have a podcast about golf news. I never play golf. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know. Money talks though, right?
It does.
But yeah, can't take it with you.
No. Spend it.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather hit a hole in one or shoot par on an 18-hole course? So you could technically hit a hole in one and then shoot like 120. Grant, I didn't put that in there. Or would you rather like consistently just shoot that par?
My buddy hit a hole in one last year and I'm totally putting him on blast. We're playing 9, right? And you know how Majestic has that exec in that 9 hole?
Really?
That last hole that's no longer there because they're getting rid of it.
Are they really?
Yeah, it's gonna be like the
90-yard par 3.
Yeah. So he aces it and he's pumped. Still got dead last.
Really?
Really, yeah. No, I beat him. My other buddy beat him. You know who you are. I'm not going to say your name. But you lost. Sucks to suck. Give me par. Give me par on an 18 any day.
I kind of agree with you.
I think eventually I'll get par on an 18. A hole in one for me doesn't really decide if you're a good golfer. It just means you got really lucky on that hole.
And it all depends on who's all there and how many people.
Right. And I don't get me wrong. There's obviously some skill involved to where you have to hit the ball and everything. But it's more like in his case, it's like in disc golf, we say tree love. Yeah, he got really lucky that tree was there and it rolled in.
throwing that disc golf lingo at me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let's see where else I'm at. Okay. Does it bother you if people wear a hat backwards on the golf course?
No.
No? Okay.
Because I do it.
You do it. Okay.
I have a lot of hair. Like, a lot of hair.
You got like rock star hair.
I do. It's pretty nice.
It's long. It's got a flow cooking.
To me, it doesn't bother me. I know people had issues with Patrick Mahomes wearing it at Augusta, backwards and everything. He's worth more money than a lot of us listening combined. Who cares? It's probably such an old rule.
Yeah.
Let it be. It's like the Yankees make people not have facial hair.
Really?
Yeah. So like if you go to the Yankees, you can't have facial hair.
I never even knew that.
Yeah. Garrett Cole, weird without a beard. McCutcheon, weird without facial hair. It's so dumb.
Okay. All right. Besides like your essentials, like a golf ball, your glove, and your clubs, what are the 3 items that are a must-have that you need on the course?
Gotta have my water.
Okay.
To me, that's really important. Lately, I've been using like this little Garmin. Like it's not like a rangefinder, but it's like a little square and it tells me distances. Mm-hmm. I've been really liking that, so I can kind of learn the distances of my clubs better. So that's 2. I like to have music, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to say that. I like to have a snack, whether that's like I say it every time, a Cliff Bar, even like some kind of just something to do. So those are the big 3 for me.
Okay. All right. A little bit off the topic here with golf. Now we'll go back to where we like to talk about towards the end of the podcast is our food. What's your all-time favorite meal?
Ooh, I love tacos. Like that's a big thing. Like that's a
great answer.
That's not my answer though.
Oh, okay.
No.
This is a loaded answer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. People who know me, they're like, man, diamond tacos, diamond burritos.
Let's say like a burger for you, maybe.
I'm a big pot roast guy.
Pot roast?
Like,
okay.
It's dead of the winter, right? I'm painting a scene here in Minnesota. It's like 25 below. It's windy. There's snow everywhere. Big old pot roast with some mashed potatoes with some gravy.
That sounds really good. If that's the temperature we're at, for me, it's hot,
or
spicy, chili, yeah.
Chili, yeah.
I love the chili. Oh, a cold.
I love a good burger. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm on my deathbed and I can have one meal,
it's gonna be a pot roast. Okay, that's a good answer. I didn't think. I was thinking
the easy one's tacos.
Easy one is tacos. Pizza or tacos? It depends
depends where the pizza's from though.
It all depends on the. Same thing with tacos though.
I love cheap tacos like Taco Bell.
Oh yes, me. Like I want the authentic Mexican tacos. That's me. But again, it just depends on the person. But okay, so we'll continue down the food path here. If you are, this is more of a dessert. Would you rather have ice cream or donuts?
Oh, don't make me pick.
I'm making you pick. Any time of day.
Does it matter what kind of donut?
Nope. Could be whatever donut.
I love a custard-filled Long John that's chocolate on top.
I'm not a custard-filled guy, but I love donuts.
Do you like cream-filled?
No. So I'm like, my go-to donut is I love a sugar donut. Like the whole sugar, like the big sugar donut that's got the hole in the middle. Like,
God, you're old. You dip it in coffee?
No, I've never done that. Not that old. If that's what they do.
The cake donut with the coffee.
Or like, you remember back in was it Tom? What was the Saturday Night Live skit, I think, with Chris Farley, where he's like takes like the bear claws, what they call them. the bear claws. Have you ever get lodged down the throat?
Have you been to Hans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the big Texas donut. That thing's good.
Those are good.
I love ice cream, but a donut.
Too. Yeah. A donut. Oh,
I had a teacher in middle school, when he couldn't think of a person's name to use as an example, he'd say Joe Bag of Donuts.
That's awesome.
I don't remember his name, so shout out to whoever you are.
Last question. So it's back on the food train here. If you're making a meal to impress someone, could be anyone, what would it be?
Oh,
One meal to impress someone.
God, I've been cooking a long time.
Well, that's why I asked it, because I know you're good at cooking. So it's like, I want to know, like, if you had like one, like, even if you were like on the Food Network channel, like those shows. Right?
Yeah.
If you had like, your one meal to like pass the test, what would it be?
Do I have to be able to make it now, or just like I can prepare?
Oh, you can prepare. Yeah, you can prepare. It's not like right on.
Probably is like some kind of fettuccine. Like homemade noodles, which everybody thinks are super hard. It's not that hard. I've never done it, but it doesn't look that hard. The Alfredo sauce is kind of weird because you have to make a roux and everything. But I think that would be a good one with some like, I actually had my buddy. I told him what to do. Shout out Connor if you're listening. I totally made your date night. I told him like grill some chicken, did it. Blanch some broccoli so it's still nice and green. Put in the Alfredo. He said it was bomb. They had a good night. Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Some lemon? Yeah.
Pasta sounds good.
I'm not a big pasta guy.
No?
Just fettuccine.
Just fettuccine?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much, that was what, like...
I should start by saying...
I think I got like 12. I can't even remember.
I have 5.
I think you had 6.
Yep, 6. I can't count.
That's okay. I'm helping you out.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
So, mine are kind of all over the place.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I'm very all over the place.
Nothing wrong with that.
Favorite golf course?
Favorite golf course that I've played, or that I would like, just any?
Let's do that you've played, because obviously like any golf course, we'd all say like Augusta or something.
Because that's just, that are like...
Whistling Straits would be a fun one too. Never played it.
Favorite golf course would probably be the TPC Scottsdale Stadium course that I just played last summer, or I really enjoyed playing. This was a long time. It was probably almost 10 years ago. Valley High in Las Vegas. It's a beautiful course.
Yeah, you've talked about that one.
Yeah, it's a fun course. So yeah, probably those two would be my favorite.
Are you a high sock guy or a low sock guy?
High sock or low sock? When you say high sock, do you mean like right below the knees?
No.
Or are you talking about like mids?
Like anything other...
A little bit above the ankles?
Anything other than like a no-show. So like what you're wearing now is what I would consider like a low sock.
Yeah. So my legs are short. I got short legs. So I would probably say I'd like the ankle socks is probably my go-to. I like the mids, but I think with my leg length... It depends on like what I'm wearing with, but I'd prefer the ankle socks.
I know if you ever like, you've probably seen me. I wear a little bit of like a higher sock when we're playing, just so I don't get the weird tan lines. I get an even weirder tan line.
Yeah, not the typical golf.
Yeah, I'm a little goofy, so I want like just a little bit different tan line than everybody.
I hear you.
Your favorite club?
My favorite club to break, or just like favorite club in general?
Surprise us.
Surprise. Okay. Favorite club to play with, I'll say. That's favorite club. That's kind of hard because I love my driver, my Cobra driver. I love it. But at the same time, I love my 60 degree.
Yeah.
And I love my 8-iron. That's the only club I've hit a hole in one with. And it was a hole in one by myself, so I don't know if that even counts on the par 3 course. The same course that you just talked about.
Where it's not even.
I always love my 8-iron. I don't know why. It just like felt like natural to me. But I'll probably say my driver, because I'm not like a long ball hitter by any means. I can bomb the ball sometimes, but pretty consistent with my driver. So I'd probably say my driver. And then when you hit a drive and you just know it's roped, there's nothing better feeling than just like hitting it and picking up your tee and knowing when there's other people there. It's just like
unless you're me and the tee's like broken.
Yeah,
shocker.
It went like 30 feet behind.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get it.
I love my 4-iron, but I broke it, so I don't have a 4-iron.
I like my 4-iron. It's not my favorite club, but I like my 4-iron.
I almost keep buying one. I was like, God, I bought a hybrid. Whatever. How do you feel about music on the course? And what are you jamming out to?
Ooh, that's a good question. I like that. First off, I am one of those golfers that if I get paired up with a random person, I'm always respectful on what they want to do.
Mhm.
Like if they're like, hey, I'd always ask them, hey, do you mind if I listen to music? Because I love music on the course. I think it just like eases the tension.
A little bit more loosey goosey.
For sure, completely. And so some of my buddies, I would normally do like, it depends on the day and the mood and what time of year it is. Summer, some of my buddies love country. I'm not a huge country fan at all.
No.
But I can tolerate some country in the summer with some of my buddies. But normally I'm rocking either some alternative music or some hip hop.
I was told I like outlaw country.
Outlaw country.
Like Brantley Gilbert, where it's a little bit more like rock and roll.
Okay. See, more.
But even then, it's not my first choice.
Yeah, for me, it'd be like more like a Eric Church.
I don't like him.
So yeah, I've seen him live before, but I don't really listen to country very much anymore. But that would be back in my day. But I can tolerate it to an extent. But I would go more alternative or hip hop. Mm-hmm. And I do. Yeah, I love music on the course.
Yeah, you have that Caddy. I've got one of those music clubs.
Yeah.
Would you rather travel for golf or hit up a local course?
Well, so there is one thing. I love playing the same course over and over again because you do get that familiar. You know where to hit it and where not to hit it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is that. You kind of mentioned that whole like jitters in the morning. Like that is the cool thing about like when you get up for early morning tee time and you've never played the course before. You kind of go in there like without really not like high expectations because you don't know what to expect. But I do love that aspect of just going into a new course, never playing before. But at the same time, I love being able to get up early to a course and knowing that where I should and shouldn't hit a ball.
Right.
So I do like, that's kind of the difference between like having like a membership at a course, besides obviously the fees and all that. But it's like, that is the one nice thing about playing the same course is because you get familiar with where the pins are placed, how the greens roll, the fairways and all that. And then you're just constantly playing that. So I would almost rather play like the same.
I like to support my local course.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat.
There are a few courses that I will travel but are still in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's still local. I'm not going to Wisconsin or Michigan because it's right there. I shouldn't say it's right there. It's still, over yonder. But yeah.
Yeah, if we're talking, I mean, I'd love to travel and play golf, but no, I prefer the same thing. Locally would be ideal.
And then my last one, this is not golf related, although you could make it golf related. If you could go on that's a good fish.
Yeah.
If you could go on a free trip anywhere, where would you go? Like all expenses paid, you won some kind of contest. Doesn't matter. You have your passports are good. There's no COVID, no restrictions. Where are you going? Because I know where I'm going, but where are you going?
Man.
Because I know you have a list.
Yeah, I have a list. I'd probably have to check that list.
Yeah, you have an airplane tattoo.
This is not a. Yeah, I do. This is not a.
Is it sponsored?
That would be sweet if it was. This is not a golf related trip. Did you say this could be like any trip?
Yeah, no, you could make a golf related. Like you can fly Southwest and bring your bags, whatever. But
if we're talking like golf trip. I mean, I'd have to go to the home of golf. I'd love to go to the St. Andrews, and go to Scotland and do that. Mm-hmm. But I've always wanted to go to Greece.
Oh,
Greece would be a huge Greece, and then there's one other place that I'm drawing a blank on where I would go.
You can't want to go that bad then if you're trying to blank on it.
No, it's just not coming to mind. But Greece would be one of them that I would really love to go to. And then again, the home of golf, Scotland would be a really fun trip.
I know I'm not a huge links course guy because
I love links.
I like trees. I like nature. To me, it kind of wrecks the ambiance of golf, which I know links courses are a little bit more quote unquote traditional.
Yeah.
But I like to be able to see trees, and the fact that it's a little bit more private feeling almost. I think that's why I like.
Where would you want to go to? You said you had it.
Yeah, so I want to go. I was able to trace where my family immigrated from.
Oh, cool.
Northern Italy. So I like to go like before my grandparents die and say, hey, look, this is where, you know, so-and-so was and stuff like that. It's like an hour and a half from Milan.
Okay.
So you fly to Milan. Cool. Issue is all like the rental cars are a stick. I can't drive stick.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You have to learn.
Or I could just pay more and get an automatic.
You could, but
because remember this is all paid already.
That's true. So then you don't have to worry about paying extra money for an automatic.
No, I don't care about the experience of driving a stick in Italy in a tiny car on tiny roads. Okay. If I wanted to do that, I would just drive downtown St. Paul.
Yeah, you could.
Or even some parts of Minneapolis.
That's for sure.
Like that street right out there, tiny.
Yep. You'll see plenty of those tiny streets around here. Yeah, no, that's a good answer. I like that. I would love to go to Italy as well.
I would love to see Ireland.
Ireland
would be cool. Scotland would be cool too for the golf stuff, but like Ireland, there's a bridge I want to see, which is like a little rope bridge. Everyone's like, oh, it's a little rope bridge, but like the story behind it's like where fishermen used to go, like back in the day. Very super neat. But I don't know, Ireland to me is just really
they get some beautiful courses out there too, so you could always make a
and they have castles.
Yeah, they
castles would be cool. I think like what if you buy like an acre of land in Ireland, you're a lord.
Really?
Yeah, like Lord Dominic would be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool. Well, if you got that $1 million, if you didn't play golf again, you'd be able to,
Well, I don't even think it's $1 million, but I'd probably afford a castle.
Gotcha.
Manor de Dominic.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It is really nice. Well, I think the rapid segment is pretty fun. I think we should try to do that next week.
Yeah, you can't tell me like a half hour before though.
Yeah, I know. I kind of said that like right before we started filming this. So
yeah, you can't tell me a half hour before and go, oh, I already have 12 questions, and I'm like, well, I got 6.
I had my thinking hat on.
I don't wear those on weekends.
All right. Well, so next episode 5, we'll try to film next week. There won't be any UFC going on, so there won't be any disruptions or distractions.
No gross leg breaks.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Did you see that girl body slam that girl?
Yeah, she dominated. Oh, there's Jake Paul. Oh God.
Oh, is that AB?
That's AB.
AB.
Wow.
With the Gucci jacket. That guy's got a big nose. I don't know who that is.
Is it Diaz?
Like Nate Diaz?
Oh, there's no, not Nate Diaz. There's
Is that Canelo?
No.
I was say that dude's got a great cowboy hat.
I don't know who that guy is. Travis Gahi or whatever his name is who the
got a great mustache.
I don't know who that. Yeah, cowboy hat with the mustache with the. He had a nice outfit going on there. All right. Well, next week again, we'll hopefully do another rapid hot take. And we'll put out some more golf content. Again, shoot us a DM, Save Par Golf Podcast or Save Par Golf. If you have any stories or anything you want to just send us a message, we'll put you on the podcast. And then if you would be so kind to subscribe and
follow us,
give us a follow and a nice positive review or any review at that matter.
Well, no, positive
would be best.
Yeah, unless it's like really constructive negative.
Yeah, then send us a DM and we'll talk about it.
Big thank you to Bogey Bros for the promo code.
Yes, I don't know 15.
I don't know when that expires, but you can save 15% on their website.
Their hats are dope. And they have some other cool products too.
Yeah, they have like ball markers and koozies and
stickers, whatever you want, man. They can hook it up.
Yeah, they hooked us up. They're gonna hook you up at 15% off. I don't know if it's permanent or not. I can always find out. But
yeah, the link is in my bio, Save Par Golf. And then again, we'll have it in the description here on our podcast.
Yeah, so. I learned how to link things. That was my big revelation, is I learned how to link things in the bio.
We're doing big things here in episode 4.
Yeah, can you tell we're new?
We have no idea what we're doing, but we're doing it.
No, it took us like a half hour to figure out the audio.
We're here.
We're about that life.
It took us a while, but
podcasters.
Yep, podcasters. All right, you guys have a good week, and we will talk next week.
See ya.
Peace.